Hey, happy 2020, CNFers. As you know, this is the Creative Nonfiction Podcast, the show where I talk to badass writers about the art and craft of telling true stories and try to tease out their origins and the way they go about the work so you can apply those tools of mastery to your own work. Get a little bit better at this thing we do. You might be wondering, what the riff? Why isn't there an interview in this slot right now? And I got to tell you, I was a little hard on myself about there not being one. This usually doesn't happen. As you know, we show up week after week with a great CNFer who shares her wisdom about what she's learned, the struggles she's undergone and overcome to do great work. And this happens at times. People cancel on me or miss their appointment, and my scrambling to fill the time slot comes up empty. In this creative vacuum that is the time in and around Christmas and New Year's, it's often a losing battle. So I could view it as a loss that there is no interview, or take this opportunity to share a little insight and maybe wish you some good luck ahead of the new year. So my advice to you, it's not like there's no interviews. There's nearly 200 of them. So maybe go check out some of the ones that have accumulated in your feed. I know they have. There's no shortage. A new interview will be here next week, I promise. This one with Christina Gaddy. She's got a great book. I'm very excited to talk to her and to share that with you. We've got some extra exciting ones coming down the pipeline as well. Tim O'Brien has a new book out. He of The Things They Carried, that guy. Pamela Koloff, Rachel Lviv, just to name a few. These are some of the titans coming down the pipe in 2020. Also, in my effort to better serve you, the listener, I'd love to know what I could be doing better to address your needs as a creator in this genre. Do you like origin questions? Do you like the tactical stuff? Would you like things to stay the same? Am I hitting the right beats that make you energized about your own work? That's the point, right? This podcast is for you. I make this for you guys. Without you, there is no CNF. There's no CNF pod, and that's what it's all about. I want to make a show worth sharing, and it's only worth sharing if you are able to add those valuable insights to your cart and check out all the better for it. So feel free, please email the show, creativenonfictionpodcast@gmail.com or brendan@brendanamera.com, with your insights. It doesn't have to be long, but as the show enters its 8th year, hard to believe there, I want to make sure I haven't lost touch with the people who matter most, and of course that is you. But this is also a time for me to share a great quote from the legendary Charles Bukowski about writing, and it goes to the heart of what I think it means to be a writer and an artist in this day and age. He writes, "Too many writers write for the wrong reasons. They want to get famous, or they want to get rich, or they want to get laid by the girls with bluebells in their hair. When everything works best, it's not because you chose writing, but because writing chose you. It's when you're mad with it. It's when it's stuffed in your ears, your nostrils, under your fingernails. It's when there's no hope but that." He goes on, and then he says, "It was cancer madness, and it was never work or planned or part of a school. It was. That's all. We work too hard. We try too hard. Don't try. Don't work. It's there. It's been looking right at us, aching to kick out the closed womb. It's all free. We needn't be told. Classes? Classes are for asses. Writing a poem is as easy as beating your meat or drinking a bottle of beer." End quote. Leave it to Bukowski to make it a little bit crude, but you get the point. So as we approach this new year, maybe we don't need to overthink it, right? We don't need permission from anyone. We don't need another online class from a, quote, master who, by the way, didn't need an online class to do the work she's so famous for. If we approach the work with generosity and rigor and put our best word forward every time, then that's the victory, right? When 4 guys in Northern California got together and started playing heavy metal music, sure, they had dreams of going out on the road, filling arenas, but it was always about the music in that garage. Those guys give or take, because one got booted out of the band and one died in a bus crash. They made it because they had always made it. We make it in this business when we decide, right? There's no arrival. You've already arrived. Malcolm Gladwell, for crying out loud, is jealous of Michael Lewis. So no matter how much you've made it, there's always another level. I think Nicolas Cage is like super jealous of Tom Cruise too. It's just like, it's those levels. It's levels of jealousy. And, you make it when you decide. So we make it when we decide to arrive. And I hope you decide right now to own it. Own the title. Own your shitty work. Because it won't be shitty for long. I wish you the best arrival in 2020 and beyond. Let's get after it this year, CNFers.